going on, guys? It's the Entertainment Critic here, and this is going to be my first video on the rebrand of my channel. I have completely rebranded my channel, gone with more original concept, but that isn't what this video is about. I will make another video announcing everything that's going to be going on with this rebrand, and what's going to be changing, and what's going to be staying the same. That will be coming out some point later next week, but this video is focusing around The Flash Season 4, and more specifically the mystery girl that we've been having some hints at who she could be throughout the whole of the season. And I have made a video in the past saying that there's a lot of evidence that she could be Dawn Allen, but I'm here today to present you with another theory that she could be a female version of the Reverse Flash, which will from the New 52, which would be Danielle West. So instead of Daniel West, it would be Danielle West, and I have some evidence to back this up, and I have a scene from The Flash Season 4, which will somewhat makes it seem like she is appearing as evil, but it could also just be a ploy for the writers to like throw us off who she really is. I will play that clip now, and then I'll let you guys see what you guys think of that, and then I'll explain my evidence behind this theory. Anyway, let's watch the clip. Here you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really very, very sorry.
Don't worry about it. Good luck with your meeting. I hope it goes well.
Thanks. It did.
So, after watching that clip, you're probably thinking, wow, that's not really that much evidence. Like, it's literally just a smile. Now, yes, it is just a smile, but like, it's a very evil smile, and honestly, it could be writers use like subtle hints to like try and hint to the viewer that this person could be evil, and that was a hint if I hadn't seen one myself. And honestly, the CW have had a history of like gender swapping certain characters. So if you guys didn't know, in the comics, the Top was actually a male character rather than a female character. And so was the Fiddler. The Fiddler was a character who was actually introduced into this season, and she was a character that was connected with Ralph in the episode Subject 9, who was then killed later on in that episode by the Thinker or whoever he was like in the body of at that time. So yeah, they have had a history of gender swapping characters, and this wouldn't be the first time I'm doing it. And also, we know that Joe and Cecile's baby that they're having, and they've been building up to throughout the season, is going to be a female, and that Cecile has actually had gestational powers from this baby. So it's completely possible that this baby could be a metahuman, as Cecile herself was affected by the particle accelerator, which means there was trace remnants of dark matter in her DNA, and she has been in contact with Barry before. I know this is a bit of a stretch, but it is completely possible that Barry could have created the Reverse Flash. So, I don't know, maybe in touching Cecile, he transferred some kind of electrical current, and then that could have mixed with the dark matter in her system, and then that could have given the baby powers. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but it's the only way I can come up with at the moment, and I'm sure if they do go on this route, the CW will find a much more simple and a much more easier way to explain this. I'm hoping they do. They have had a history maybe of not exactly doing that, but I'm confident that they will. And yeah, so I do really think that this baby could be a female Daniel West, and that in the Flash Season 5 we're actually getting the Reverse Flash back as the main villain, but it's not going to be the Reverse Flash as we know it. It's not going to be Earbud Fawn. Earbud Fawn is going to appear, but we're going to have two Reverse Flashes running around like they did in the New 52, and one is going to be the main villain of this season, and then at some point during Season 5, Earbud is going to show up and realize that somebody else is going around as the Reverse Flash, and he's not going to be very happy about that, and we're going to have what could lead up to a storyline of the Reverse Flash versus the Reverse Flash, or it could lead up to the Reverse Flash teaming up with the Daniel West or Danielle West Reverse Flash, which could be interesting to see, and I would honestly love to see a Reverse Flash team up on the show. Just imagine Earbud Fawn and Danielle West teaming up against Barry, and maybe I mean, they could bring Jesse back for that episode. I know Violet Bean is a season regular on another show, so I'm not sure if that show is going to be filming at the same time the Flash is going to be filming this year. So it is completely possible that they could bring her back for a mini episode arc with like the Reverse Flash, and it could be Jesse Quick and the Flash versus the Reverse Flash and Daniel West Reverse Flash. So yeah, let me know what you think of the possibility of this mystery girl being Danielle West or the Reverse Flash, and obviously we won't know until probably the end of the season. I have a feeling that this baby is going to be born this season, and then they're going to name it, and that could be a cliffhanger going over from the season, because if that baby is named Danielle West, I'm going to freak out, because if that's going to be the biggest tease, if they don't pay off on that, that's just going to be the biggest tease ever, because I know a lot of people thought that this baby to begin with was going to be a male, and it was going to be Danielle West, and that was going to be the season 5 villain, but making the baby a female could have been a writing ploy for them to try and throw us off track on who this mystery girl is, because we're going to be like, well, if their baby isn't a boy, then that means that it can't be Daniel West. But that what they don't realize is that we've put on the fact that they have gender swapped characters in the past. I believe that one of the characters earlier this season who also appeared, who was who could create figures, was also gender swapped. So they don't realize that we've gotten to the fact that they have actually gender swapped characters from the comics. So it's completely possible that they could gender swap this that for Daniel West to become Danielle West in the show, and then become a female, either speedster villain. So we haven't really had a big bad who is a female at all throughout all of the seasons of the show. You could say that Kuwasa in season 3 of Legends of Tomorrow, that's really the closest we've got, unless you count Supergirl. But in the shows like The Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, those 3 shows, we haven't really had a big bad being a female. So it would be an interesting and different way to bring about the show. And honestly, I think that people at the end of season 3 were getting tired of the speedster villain, but now we've had Deville for this amount of time. I think by the time season 5 comes around, people would want the speedster villain back, because it is what we're used to, and every single speedster villain they have written in the show so far has been enjoyable. Savitar may not have made much sense, or may not have made much sense in the way they explained him, but every single speedster villain they have introduced into the show so far has done well. So I can see them going back to their speedster well, and maybe even gender swapping Danielle West to become Danielle West and have her be the baby of Joe and Cecile, and then that still has the relation with Wally and Barry and Iris, which then they could use as to their advantage. They could have a West family thing during season 5, and it could be a whole thing between Danielle West and Barry, Joe, Iris, Cecile, Wally, even if he comes back from Legends. It could be a whole thing between them going into season 5. So yeah, that is my theory on who this mystery girl could be. And if you agree with this, please do hit that like button. If you don't agree with this, please tell me why in the comment section below, and let me know what you think of this theory in the comment section below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.